And we are back. Gonna be following our very own Singapore boy, facing off a player who we've not been able to cast much of, just in general, in this CranKy Ducklings channel. I think you covered him a little bit yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. It's gonna be another one of those Terran Australian players, RunaMoK.
We didn't cover him yesterday. I don't think he checked into the first qualifier. But he did have a deepish sort of run into that second qualifier, if I recall correctly. And he is also one of those dark horses where he could get the upsets and qualify.
Yeah, I mean, he did already. Let's take a quick little bit look who he beat. Was Upley in the previous round, Geohen in a round before then. Okay, I guess for those unfamiliar, they definitely look like names that someone like RunaMoK should have defeated, but at the same time, Aodai champion Upley. That's definitely something that you carry with you. And speaking of carrying something with you, we are now spawning in onto the Pillars of Gold. Those are the you carry them, right? On, I guess you don't really carry them on your back. You carry them more like in front of you.
Yeah.
They're like mini
It's like, oh, look at me, I got gold! And then the other person's like, well, I got frankincense. Jesus loves me better.
And speaking of Jesus loving us better, here we are in the bottom left-hand corner map, all the way in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. We do in fact have our red Protoss player come down all the way from the land of Singapore. He is currently teamless, so team owners might want to keep your eyes peeled. We have Saiko.
And spawning in the top right, the purple Terran doesn't have the same ring as the purple Protoss. Representing Legacy Esports, he is RunaMoK. What if it's Pro playing for RunaMoK? Since they are roommates.
That's probably not how to put it. I feel like Pro might be a little too busy stitching together his wig for the next cosplay stream. I wonder if RunaMoK ever joins in them or indulges.
I don't think so.
I mean, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, but I'm not saying it hasn't happened.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I haven't seen it.
It's actually RunaMoK that's making the costumes.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say, like, it's actually RunaMoK pulling the strings. It's actually a Weekend in Bernie's type situation. Probe
has been long dead,
been
actually.
alive for 5 years.
But anyway, we do have that Reaper expand coming in from RunaMoK. Getting that Reaper wall off for Saiko going on here.
And so it's pretty safe from both ends.
Yeah.
Even clearing out this probe.
Yeah.
You're saying, I'm doing this for you, Sean.
I still remember in WC qualifiers when we were covering that. It was RunaMoK versus Probe. RunaMoK just types in the chat, if I lose, I'm coming into your room and beating the crap out of you. And me and Light just cracked up laughing. But the second gateway on the way here, the Reaper unfortunately not getting in up onto that spot. The Adept will chase it away. Gonna shade after it.
Does much to scout off the buildings there. Well, I guess doesn't get the Twilight. No, actually does get the Twilight Council. Doesn't see the second gateway, but I suppose that's not as important.
Oh, I do love this. So, from RunaMoK, getting that armory, he is going for the Widowmine drop. But once he gets that armory, there's no kind of detection here from Saiko. So, I do love the variation. I haven't really seen this in TvPs lately. So I haven't really casted too many or seen too many TvPs where this is the case with mine drops. It's just still the old get the full widow mines, drop them in. Once they explode, they're pretty much dead. But once you get that armory, you know, so much more. They could do so much more damage and forces the Protoss to put down that.
Getting drilling claws behind.
Even getting drilling claws as well. Wow.
The very minute that this was announced by Blizzard that they were going to make that they were going to make Cloaked Mines permanent with the armory instead of drilling claws, everybody was sort of theorizing about that. How do I sneak that armory into my TvP build so I can go for this mine
pretty
drop?
easily.
How is that gonna exactly? I mean, it's pretty easy, but I mean, I guess we are still fresh on this new patch. It's not even been a week yet, but yeah, I've just not seen it. But I've been waiting for it.
And Widowmine's also really good.
It was inevitable, but.
Yeah, and also Widowmine's really good defense as well against the Blink Stalker, but the timing here might not be what RunaMoK wants. He's just gonna get the 3 mines and drop them in.
Yeah, Observer already on the way here for Saiko, as I don't recall if he reactively got the Robo facility or if he already was getting it. Regardless, he should be looking pretty safe depending on where he positions his Observer. One of them checking out the main base, gonna be covering the base there. Observers at this stage of the game, they are pretty slow, so you don't want to send them away too far. But as long as Saiko is proactive with his
and he is.
defense.
Oh, nice adjustment there. Seeing that the Stalkers are there, seeing that amount, he assumes that Blink, so he can't really do too much here.
And he might just be right on that. So he just postures around trying to go for the main base instead. We already have an Observer following that. So these mines are not long for this world.
Yeah, but the Observer is slow, even the second one being out of position here. But the Stalkers, they're in position.
Yeah, and I mean, as long as Saiko pulls his probes quick enough, he might not even have to, as he was saying, the Stalker's already in position, a cannon being thrown down as well, just to make sure that that Saiko doesn't have to baby that medevac with his Observer. Alright, here comes the boost forward. And the mine drop, where's the pull? Where's the pro pull? Not fast enough! 15 probes already going down. That is the use of drilling claws right there.
Yup, and the Observer not coming in time to clearing up, and I think the second drop's going into that third.
It is 2 more mines here. 2 of them being taken out. 6 more probes. That is what I like to see, Quirky, and that is what I think a lot of Protoss players are gonna have to deal with, unfortunately. You know what?
Yeah,
I love it though.
Saves the winter mines there. What's that in the middle of the map? Can we see? Yeah. It saves
the 2
it.
winter mines from the 3rd base.
Oh, blinked the wrong way, and
I was going back into the main.
Yeah, but Stalkers are trying to get into position here, try and intercept it.
And I mean, shouldn't be too difficult for Saiko to do so. Again, does have the cannon here. And Saiko has bruised this medevac quite a bit. It's going to take one heck of a boost for this medevac not to die, and even then, I think it will. But here comes RunaMoK's big push coming in. There is already an Observer. Charge has completed. That is accurate. Is charge what you want versus mines, though? The answer is not quite. There is a use. I mean, there is a use to use chargelets, right? Trying to get some friendly fire, but it's not really reliable.
And even with the zoning of the Widow Mines there, you know, getting them to be far forward, the Sped in trouble.
Oh, look at those concussive shells. Yeah, the use of those concussive shells there, preventing the friendly fire from going down. That could have been absolutely deadly, and I think RunaMoK just has way too much of DPS being thrown Saiko's way. I think we should see a tap out fairly soon, unless Saiko is Saiko sacks a base. So
charge lots into the main here. A lot of the a number of SCVs actually going down. Still one charge lot, but I still think this is not enough here for Saiko to hold. He's trying to muster up a defense as much as he can.
These medevacs are really low on energy. They cannot heal these stimmed units, and that's a lot of T's being pressed by RunaMoK. I feel like the damage has been done, though. I mean, Saiko gotten a decent number of SCVs killed, but he is still down about 9, now 11, 12 workers. And this army is just not strong enough to deal with this Bioforce coming out of RunaMoK. Will clear it out eventually, but loses a lot of army to do so. If we just look at the lost units tab, Saiko has lost about twice the resources of RunaMoK. And I mean, that's not good in a TvP, but especially if you're the Protoss player, that's kind of game ending.
That is quite undefended here.
It actually is.
The Widowmines are on the way. There's a Viking as well. The majority of the Bioforce was in that main, been clearing up that charge lot run by that was happening. But still, 5 SCVs not the best with what he did. He didn't lose any units for it, so it wasn't too bad for RunaMoK. Wasn't as deadly as that first Widowmine drop.
Yeah, not quite. And for now, RunaMoK, he is keeping defensive, just building up his forces, and I feel like the writing is kind of on the wall here. It's gonna be it's gonna depend a lot. Another run by being thrown here by Saiko, but even then, I'm not convinced it's gonna be enough. RunaMoK can be pushing right across the map, and Saiko does not have much of anything. DTs are being made, as well as Colossus. But
I feel like it's going to be a bit too late. Yeah, it's going to be too late, especially with the amount of Marauders that are there. They can tank that damage from the
but really good force fields though. Even managing to utilize the friendly fire on those Marines to try to clear up that bio in the front. Very hot pickup coming out from RunaMoK. And I mean, is Saiko going to be able to hold this? He is buying himself quite a bit of time. The Colossus is now out. Not a very big buffer here for this Colossus.
Yeah,
but it might barely be enough. Maybe. I mean, the force field is doing really good getting it back. This Colossus is still alive.
Yeah, and
drop for GG's call. RunaMoK is going to even out the series sideways 1-1. Oof, indeed. I like mine drops, Quirky.
Yeah.
That's my main contribution to this.
Mine drops when not detected are fun.
They are very fun, at least from my point of view as the Terran player. Not sure how my Protoss opponents think of that. Probably, well, okay, I can imagine what my Protoss players, or my Protoss opponents think of that.
I guess we'll see what that third game has in store.
Going back to our, well, arguably back to basics here, as we are going to be coming down into Ice and Chrome. The good old reliable map for us to, that we all know and love. So the players know that we are in fact ready, and we should be going into the final ace match here, or not final ace match. There's still a lot to go for, but I mean, you know, the player who wins this is going to go into the qualifying round, is what I meant to say, facing Ranger, and we definitely want to get into that. You know what's weird here, Quirky?
Yeah.
We haven't casted a PvP yet.
No, we haven't.
I feel like that might be a bit of an indication.
Yeah.
Of things to come. Either that or
all
the curse
the Protoss.
Yeah.
All the Protoss are qualified, let's be honest.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
Pez.
I mean, yeah, a lot of it does have to do with that, to be honest. Justice Simon qualified already.
Yeah, Justice Simon as well. Alrighty, so we are. Countdown has begun. Good luck, have fun. Has been called.
And what's it gonna be? The Australian Terran player, the roommate of Probe, or the Singaporean Protoss player, roommate of... Well, I mean, we're all kind of roommates. It's a small country.
I mean... but yeah. Guess that works.
Yeah. I mean, you spend 40 minutes going to meet your roommate, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
Paused.
Oh, middle pause here.
Supposed to be Singapore.
You see where? Oh, okay. We're gonna see what the response is. Okay, both players have agreed to remake this. So yeah, that's one of those things that really slips your mind, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very easy to slip your mind, and then when you actually go in game and you see, oh right, should have dealt with that. But it's all good. Just gotta remake the remake. Or not remake the remake. We're only having the first remake so far.
Yeah. Oh, you can change servers and use replay recovery.
You could, but would you do that, or would you rather?
I mean, we did it yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah.
I mean, how far along was the game?
ANZ versus Justice Simon, I want to say, was the. That's about just the wrong server. Justice Simon just did replay.
How far along was that game?
It was like, I want to say like 30 seconds in. It's like.
That's hardcore. That is very hardcore, and that's why Simon. He is the Simon of Justice, after all. And speaking of justice, here we are now on Ice and Chrome, the chromiest of ice maps. A very sort of sleek,
very shiny.
Shiny, yeah. Is ice shiny? I'm not too. Or I guess
can be.
It can be. It can be, and you know what? The ice actually amplifies the shine coming out from the chrome. That is what they were going for. Here we have it in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, all the way in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. We do in fact have our red Protoss player come down all the way from the land of Singapore. He is currently teamless, but I think representing the hopes of many players around, we have Saiko. I was gonna go for the Saiko, but I was like, no, that doesn't work.
And we have spawning here on the top right, the Purple Terran, representing Legacy Esports from Melbourne. This is RunaMoK.
I guess I could have inferred that with them being roommates, RunaMoK lives in Melbourne, but I was gonna ask, where's RunaMoK from?
Surprisingly enough, Sydney. But no. But, oh, okay, I do like this from RunaMoK doing the Maru and putting his barracks just outside his main here. And, oh, wow, immediately gonna get spotted here by the probe of Saiko. Just in case. But
yeah, you definitely don't want to get bamboozled there.
Hey, he's not gonna get bamboozled.
Overreacting is probably the worst thing that you can that player can really do in these sort of situations, right?
Yeah, and he was getting the Zealot, but I think, did he get it? Can we check the main?
Units tab.
No,
did not cancel it to.
He cancelled it to get that in Adept.
The correct call. To your correct calls. That's a very quick Twilight Council. RunaMoK doesn't go all the way in.
Ooh.
RunaMoK does not go all the way in. Does not aware of this Twilight Council.
But this Reaper should be able to scout it once it gets into that main base. No block as Yvette coming in, and you know, with that actually the depth moving across the map. Oh no, RunaMoK, you need to go in further. Actually, this probe does get in.
Kind of surprisingly.
Does he see the Twilight Council? Nice micro here.
No, but he is taking off quite a number of probes here. Still unawares of what his opponent is doing, but I suppose it doesn't matter too much here.
Yeah, well, the Adept is in.
There's that Blink.
Yep. Blink gonna be starting to research here. Reaper John trying to get back in. But nice micro there from Saiko to avoid the charge from bouncing that Stalker around. Doesn't manage to kill that Reaper, but still able to push it out from discovering the tech choice here.
But yeah, and RunaMoK hasn't scouted the tech choice and knows that it can't just be one single gate. So is going for the Cyclone, just to be extra safe. Doesn't know what quite's going out for him. Is Cyclone what you necessarily want in this scenario, though?
Not necessarily,
from the perspective
no.
of RunaMoK right now, it's great, because, again, a Cyclone's a very well-rounded unit. It'll do decently against just about anything that the Protoss player throws away,
need multiple,
you need multiple forms of defense, yeah.
Well, multiple Cyclones as well, because one Cyclone against a Blink Stalker timing is not going to be the best defense.
Yeah, to say the least.
Oh, the Reaper! I think it scouted the Robo.
It did.
I think RunaMoK has got some sense of an idea what is happening at this moment.
Yeah, definitely knows what he wants to go for as well. I have a feeling it's going to be probably my favorite TvP build in recent months here, Quirky.
Banshee 4.
Kind of. Now, it's going to be that bunker push, popularized by the likes of Clem, Euthermal, and Maru. Of course, utilizing the Banshee a little bit earlier on to distract your opponent, get a bit of economic damage, and worst come to worst, help out in the push as well. One thing to keep in mind, though, Quirky, battery overcharge is the latest addition in this current patch.
Getting 4 probes. Can he get a 5th here?
The Observer just comes out. Good blink for it, but unfortunately the Observer not in range to provide detection there.
And, you know, RunaMoK did see the blink happening, so does know Blink Stalkers are in play here. I do like this to chase down by the Stalker Force here, but Banshee already out into that dead space.
There it comes, Quirky. The Warpism immediately gets sniped. But now this signals to Saiko, I need to defend as hard as I possibly can. Where are the shield batteries? There's only one in the natural, and it's pretty far away.
Yep. The Stalker Force is going to meet the army here in the middle. Blink forward by these Stalkers, and the thing is, the Stalkers can kite these SCVs. Actually, if he kills off the majority of these SCVs here,
yeah,
does manage to snipe and blink forward onto the tanks.
Wow, what a play coming out here. It might be a little bit of an overextension though, as there are a lot of Marines out. The Banshees are still very much into play, not fully killing those SCVs or that tank. Another blink for it coming in. And I think this might just be too much here for Saiko, to be honest. Is it? Not that many probes have gone down. 6 so far.
Still one bunker being made.
It's definitely on Saiko to be aware of that and try to snipe down the SCVs, but the reinforcements do seem like they're going to be enough here. And this, I think, is just too much here for Saiko to deal with.
Actually, if you can snipe the SCVs,
yeah, it's actually only 2 Marines in that bunker, so not a lot of damage output. I feel like RunaMoK has done the damage that he wants to do, though. Very nice use of the deep, what's it called? Not drop, the other one. Yeah, the rally on the second bunker, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called, but yeah, nicely done. Really good blinks happening from Saiko as well. Just keep making sure that as many of his stalkers stay alive. But at the end of the day, I'm worried that that was too much damage for Saiko to recover from. Well, he can recover, but RunaMoK is still teching up, still building up his forces. They both traded about evenly, but I feel like it might favor RunaMoK a bit more. Saiko is getting his Colossus, though, with Thermal Ants. So this time it's not going to go out. Yeah, so this time it's not going to be much like what the previous game was like.
Yeah, but the thing is, the counterattack cannot be pretty decent here for Saiko. Too many tanks being sieged up. Oh wow!
Well, I like what
all the probes into the main.
No, that was just an observer. Yeah, because there's no cannon here. There are a couple of shield batteries, so.
Yeah.
All right, and to go back to your point of Saiko, if you want to counterattack, I agree with you. I don't think he can at all. So I'm liking what he's doing right now, just keeping back, building up his army. basically kind of doing what the Terran player wants to do to the Protoss player, right? Just sort of get a good defensive position and then go for some drops to force it all in. Saiko's not doing the latter part, but the former part, he's doing it pretty well.
Yep. So we're gonna go across the map and try and see what he can find. We'll find a whole bunch of Marines and tanks there. So notice what's going on with Cutter Shell as well. Just had to just get out of range for that. But RunaMoK keeps trying to scan to see if there's a third base at that lower location just below the main there, but did scan the wrong place. But no third as of yet being made by RunaMoK here. He's just sticking on that 2-base economy for now, powering up as much as he can. And with that amount of Marines there, honestly,
army.
That is a lot of army, but Charge Lots and whatchamacallit?
Colossus.
Colossus with thermal
coming out of the way as well.
Yeah,
it's gonna have to be just about the perfect splits here. Pulling the boys, so this does add a little bit of beef. Ooh. Not a lot of Marauders in this army.
Aha! The scouting probe does see it,
and I feel like that might just be enough information for
Saiko
to really take advantage of this. The SCVs are starting to come in here to blink forward on top of the tanks, kind of splitting up his forces, trying to keep his Colossus alive as much as he can. But these SCVs, they're going down, and they've tanked a lot of damage for these Marines. Even more bunkers are being thrown down here, just so that RunaMoK can have a better defensive position.
Yeah, RunaMoK can load up on the medevacs and try and go into the main here. But look at that, the extended thermal lance there. Tank siege, the siege tanks trying to protect that one bunker being made. Shield batteries on the natural here, trying to help shield up those.
Are they in range of the tanks? No, they're not. But potentially could be. This medevac is not in anything, but will provide a very good vision. Yep. Will provide a lot of vision here.
And now
RunaMoK's just leapfrogging, It's leapfrogging with the bunkers here. And it's a very precarious position right now for Saiko. He cannot overextend too much, obviously because of the tanks and because of the bunkers. But he's just trying to keep himself, just enough in range to deal with these bunkers as they start.
I feel like a Colossus on the high ground in the main would actually take out those 2 tanks there.
It actually would, but now here comes the load up from RunaMoK. Looking to try to prevent that as much as he can. Archons are starting to be made here, as they are very tanky, and they can do very well versus tanks. Not too sure about how well they'll do against these bunkers, though. Stalkers being recalled back into the main base to just deal with this drop. Unfortunately, all of the Marines do manage to get unloaded, and will deal quite a number of damage. We do see a warp-in
in the main.
Yeah, Zealots in the main base. Very good use of the battery overcharge here from Saiko.
And
right,
no SCVs at that natural. And it looks like he wants to go for a flank here. He has got some units out the back. The Archon going a bit too far forward there.
But now, I was going to say, I'm a little surprised RunaMoK didn't go for the third base, but here it is. Not enough of anything here to really defend. And I think we might just see it going down a lot of dead bio here. The Archons coming in to tank a lot of damage. But even they are starting to get pretty low. The Vikings are coming in, and there's not a lot of anti-air here for Saiko.
I think this is the Hail Mary play.
Oh, it definitely is. And you look at this concave coming up from RunaMoK. Does not even care that it's Marines versus Colossus, because there's nothing to buffer here for Saiko. And I think we're about to see RunaMoK advance to our qualifying match here, Quirky.
Yeah, GG.
So we're still not going to be getting our PvP here today, Quirky. But I'm kind of glad about that, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, that was on a knife edge pretty much. I mean, Saiko, maybe if he repositioned his units a bit more, like, he could have, taken that fight. Like, he could have taken those 2 tanks out from the high ground. But, unfortunately, that will not be the case.